to a Sunday afternoon live. I couldn't do a Saturday afternoon live yesterday because just too busy. So much stuff going on. Didn't have the time to do it. So I didn't want to neglect you across the entire weekend. So I have appeared this afternoon. Hopefully, whether you're watching this in replay, whether you're watching this thing live, whichever way you're watching it, don't forget to give the thumbs up if you enjoy it, because that annoys the YouTube people. And maybe we shall we annoy YouTube for Christmas? Yeah, let's do that there, shall we? Hello, my friend Angela. Good to see you here on the YouTubes. Hope this finds you well in festive spirit. It's beginning to look a lot like, well, lockdown actually, isn't it? Maybe we should cut that as our Christmas record, you know? Lockdown's in the air. Hello, Ellie, all the way from Belfast. Good to see you on the stream as well. So, yeah, what a time. What a time to be alive, eh? What a time to be alive. I was out for a meal last night, actually. Went out to a pretty nice restaurant in Belfast, Ellie, actually. Near Queen's University, without saying the name of it, you may guess it, and had a nice meal. And Angela, yes, a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you. You know, one of the things that's so nice is that despite my removal from that Twitter, a lot of people have, like Angela, for example, who are friends with me on Twitter, have followed me onto these other platforms, and I'm very grateful for that. Hello, James, Max. It's quite murky here in Blighty. In so many ways, Max, it's extraordinarily murky, but it is actually. There's absolutely no light about. Hello, Peter Stewart, all the way from Lisburn. Thanks, all you guys, by the way, for being here. As I give you a little bit of chat here for whatever time I take the notion. Uh, Brian, hello, Brian. Good to see you. Now, I hope all you guys noticed. Look, these are, you can see them here. I am mask exempt badges. I know a lot of you guys have ordered these. Suffice to say, those who have ordered them, first deliveries went out yesterday, and the other deliveries will go out tomorrow. So if you've ordered them, they're on their, they are either en route or they're going to be with you tomorrow. Well, yeah, they'll be posted tomorrow. Yeah, people say, actually, Big D, I gotta say this. People say, why do you do this? Why don't you just tell them you're exempt? Well, I'll tell you why. Because I cannot be basically arsed to talk to these numpties who say, "Oh, have you got a wee mask, sir?" I mean, for example, last night, this restaurant I went to, unbelievable, really. You have to. I was challenged. Have you not got a mask, sir? To which the answer is, ah, no, don't talk to me. Leave me alone. I don't know. I don't have to. I choose not to explain myself. I don't want to engage with the regime. Um, oh, here's an interesting thing. Did you know that if you now go to a restaurant, you have to leave your name and your telephone number? Everybody has to leave their name and telephone number for for contact tracing reasons, which is a very sensible idea. And here's something that I have to. Hi, Schmiegel. Good to see you, the great Schmiegel. Yeah, pure blood badges. They have been lots of those in stock. Lots of those have gone out the other. Yeah, what day is this? Sunday. Yesterday. So uh, Big D says I was surprised to see two young lads with lanyards in the hotel I visited last night. Well, yeah, but no, going back to the hotel. Going back to the hotel. Jason says my barber wanted my name and phone number the other day. Yeah, Jason, are you sure it was your barber? I mean, Jason, is there something you want to tell us? Actually, amusingly, yeah, back to the restaurant, the story from last night. So, yeah, you have to fill in all these details, your name and your number. Well, I mean, I hope I gave them the right information. And let's be clear, because we're on YouTube, I completely agree that people must do that which they are advised. So give your full name and give 100% your accurate mobile number. That's the way to do it. That helps keeping us safe. So anyway, yeah, Actually, also, by the way, here's the thing. Our table was originally booked for 9 p.m. Last night. And because of the fear that has been spreading across the nation, care of Chris Whitty, Boris Johnson et al., I was able to get it booked, sorry, it moved from 9 p.m. to 7:30. How about that? Able to get peak time, no trouble, no trouble. So, the hospitality business is going to be absolutely screwed if these sage scientists get their way. And I'm sure you've heard they have apparently requested of Johnson's regime that we have a lockdown for a month. Yeah, that makes sense to me, doesn't it? Because what we vaccinated about 80% of the population, and now we have to go back to where we were before we were jabbed. That makes absolute sense. YouTube. Be under no doubt. I completely support this. This is logical. It makes perfect sense that despite what is it? I don't know how many million Brits have taken the vaccinations, but despite that, we still have to have the same kind of lockdown that we had before they were jabbed. Yeah. And Big D says lots of footy matches off this weekend. Test, 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 and you'll get positive results. Well, I mean, again, we're on YouTube, so we have to be a bit careful. Name and James Jameson, name and phone number, data protection much? Well, absolutely. Apparently, the restaurants, by the way, and the pubs and places asking for this information, they have to retain this information for 3 months. Could you imagine the amount of paper? How many trees are going to die? I'm concerned. Actually, I do care about the environment. Why are we destroying trees to have stupid data collection? But anyway, it's what the government says, so it has to be right. Talking of the government, talking of the government. What about Boris then, eh? What's your thoughts on Boris Johnson? Do you think Boris is going to be here, going to be around long enough to welcome the next variant? Or do you think by that point we will have a new prime minister variant? Um, Piers Morgan says footballers who don't take the jab should be refused treatment. He's a lunatic. Piers Morgan's a complete lunatic. I mean, number one, do you really think these footballers are going to public NHS hospitals? Do you really think that? Multi-millionaire footballers I'll just go and queue with the rest of the pros. It doesn't work like that. Yeah, Jason says he reckons that Carrie Johnson will lose her job as PM. Well, she's lost one of her best friends, Allegra Stratton. Angela McCavan says he has to go. Angela, I think it's now a question of when, not if. And I mean the resignation of Sir David Frost, which I'm sure you all saw in the news the last 24 hours. That's a big blow as well. If you look at what he's saying, he basically disagrees with everything that Johnson's doing, and he was one of the more competent negotiators over the Brexit scenario, and yet Boris has lost him. So I think Angela Boris he's dead in the water, and it's only a matter of time. But which of the runners and riders do you think is going to succeed him, folks? Is it going to be Dishy Rishi? Rishi Sunak, just back from California, cause reasons? Is it going to be Priti Patel, just back for? Yeah, actually, Angela McCavan is right. David Frost for PM, he'd make a damn sight better prime minister than Boris Johnson. Totally agree with you on that one. Um, but will it be perhaps Priti Patel, just back from welcoming our new arrivals on the beaches of Dover? Will it be Priti Patel? Might it be? Who's the other ones that are in the running for this one? Priti Patel. Oh yeah, Liz Truss, Her Majesty Liz Truss. Have you seen Liz Truss? Was here a Christmas card she sent out? She thinks she's the Queen. That's unbelievable. The arrogance, the vanity. I mean, she looks quite good in some of those boots that she wears. I quite like her taste in boots. But having said that, she's not a queen. She's really not the queen. So is it going to be Liz Truss? Is it going to be Priti Patel? Is it going to be Rishi Sunak? And then there's those on maneuvers to get themselves an even higher job. So it's Jeremy Hunt. And no, that's not rhyming slang. Regardless of whatever you bad people say, I'm not using rhyming slang. Will it be Jeremy Hunt? He thinks he is a chance. What is it with these health secretaries? Might it be Matt Hancock, the esteemed former health secretary? Might it be who else? Who have we got? Oh yeah, Zadam Sahari. Have you seen him? That guy, absolute lunatic, thinks he could be prime minister. Um, and the great Schmiegel makes the crunch point. It will have to be another WEF puppet. Well, I would suggest look no further than Rishi or Liz. But I actually think anyway, Hannah Subri. Yeah. Well, actually, Anna Suber's probably got as much of a chance as some of these other no hopers throwing their hat in the ring. But it just shows you it. What's the 30-year-old boy finds COVID virus and swings and traffic lights buttons in Dublin? Ban swings, ban traffic lights. Actually, that would be a good idea. Get rid of traffic lights. I'm sick of them. Poor old Dublin. What do you think, folks, about Dublin closing down at 8 p.m. from Monday? All the pubs in Dublin, all the restaurants, that's it. 8 p.m., lights out. Why is that? Because it appears that Penny Mordaunt, yeah, I used to quite like her actually. Angela, she let herself down on a few things, and so I think she's probably shot her chances, if you know what I mean. Hi, Jeff. By the way, good to see you. Hello, Leslie Butler. Good to see you as well on the Sunday afternoon stream here. Big D says there's no crack in Dublin. No, no. I mean, it's really tough down there. It's really tough for those people in Ireland who haven't gone along with the regime. They lead a very difficult life, and that's my heart goes out to them. It's coming everywhere else, so don't worry about it. We'll be able to share in the misery if this cabal keeps going. I think. Irish pub industry, Jason O'Brien says, has been destroyed. It has to have been. You know, and look, I'm not sure. Hands up, anyone who's been to Dublin for like a weekend or something. Has anyone been to Dublin for a weekend? Has anyone been to the Temple Bar area, which is like tourist central in Dublin? Even though there is better pubs than in the Temple Bar. But anyone been there? Because those James has been there, yeah. And hello from Donegal. Hello, Q1, 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 all the way from Donegal. Good to see you, Donegal viewer on the stream. I hope life's good in Donegal. We're just talking about Angela's been to the Temple Bar. Yeah, I mean, I've been there many, many times, too many times. It's a particularly good location. I used to go to the Six Nations rugby games down in Dublin. I used to go there a lot when I was a wee bit younger, and yeah, it was always a good place to finish a sporting weekend at the Temple Bar. But anyway, 8 p.m. Well, actually, no, 7:30 p.m. Last orders, lads. Last orders. What? Yes, 7:30. Drink up. You got to go home. Really? 7:30. Hey, you got to start eating up your food now because we got to shut the. We're gonna have to bring the shutters down. This is the insanity. And actually, somebody said there in the stream, the Irish equivalent of Chris Whitty, they wanted the pubs to close at 5 p.m. And so the Irish government has said, we'll close them at 8 p.m. Who has gone out for a good night and it ends at 8 p.m. at night? Seriously, nobody. It is. This is madness. This is absolute madness. And I'm sure the hospitality sector is struggling. That restaurant I was in last night, there were empty tables. But Angela McCavan points out the key scientific fact: the virus knows the time. During the day, it waits. It's sort of hiding. It's just ducking and diving. But at 1 minute past 8, boom, it's out. And if you're not indoors hiding under the stairs, it's going to get you. Follow the science. Exactly. I mean, seriously, how on earth? What can one say whilst on YouTube? Yeah, Paul says in Ireland you don't go out before 10 o'clock. Hello, Chaz. By the way, Chaz Brown, good to see you in the stream as well. Yeah, I mean, I remember when I was young, a long, long time ago. Um, People, you go out late. You don't go out at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, which is essentially what they're being asked to do down in the Irish Republic. This is mad stuff. Yes, James Jameson is right. You need to stay under the stairs. You say in a mask, James, but I disagree. I think you should wear three masks. Three masks under the stairs. doors shut, but yet all the windows open to help the ventilation, because that mysteriously works in ways which I totally go along with, because it's fully science. Brian says Michael O'Leary says the on jab should be left to die if they get sick. He's a lovely guy, Michael O'Leary, isn't he? He's an absolute charmer. I mean, he comes from the same school of kindness and love as Andrew Neil, as Kelvin McKenzie, as Lady Karen Brady, Angry Lady. I can't resist that. Who else have we got? Oh, Amanda Platel. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people talking about this, and I can't say much because we're on YouTube now. But yeah, Ellie says the police stopped the protest in Belfast after 1 hour. You see, I couldn't get to it yet. I wanted to be there, and I was so busy in the morning that I just ran out of time, and I was well away from Belfast. I couldn't make it, but I had friends at it, Ellie, and I can see that. It sounded like the police believe you only can have a peaceful demonstration for 60 minutes. And even at that, they seem to want to threaten the organizers. I think, Ellie, that's what I heard anyway. But I hope to have, I'm going to be doing many streams this week. And I hope you tune in them all. And I hope to have one of the organizers, Jason. I think one of the speakers should be on with me. A guy called David McCollum. Those who maybe know David, he should. We're hoping to organise something on Podbean. We can't possibly do it on this platform because YouTube doesn't like free speech, so we'll do it elsewhere. But and he can update us on all the stuff that happened in Belfast. So yeah, so I've got a really a busy week of content for you guys, and I hope you will find it all interesting and worth tuning in. Um, just actually something that I always said to you guys, and I hope you do follow me in the other platforms, the video platforms that are better than this one. So on brand YouTube, over in BitChute, over in Rumble, those are the other platforms I'm on. I am about to hit, I think, later today, 1 million views on brand YouTube. 1 million views on brand YouTube. So there you go, folks. If you think there's life after YouTube, you are right, Leslie Butler. It's always worth tuning into these other platforms because you'll find the content that you're not going to get here. I am reduced in 2021 to coming. Well, I mean, I like spending this time with you, so I'm not that I'm reduced. That's the wrong way of putting it. But this is all I can do. I can't actually do more stuff here, and they obviously then use the algorithms to take down the number of views and all that kind of stuff. So I know what your stuff is. I know what your game is. YouTube. Why do you think I'm so sarcastic? Why do you think? Why do you think I have no confidence in the future on YouTube? But Angela, yeah, 1 million. I'm at 999,800 and something. So that'll click over the million. And I'm going to record a special brand YouTube only exclusive video because I want to thank the folks who do watch the content over there. As I say, most of the content could not be put out here. It's impossible. So there you go. So I mean, as I say, and by the way, I've only been on brand YouTube since April. So that's what, 8 months, 1 million views. And what do I say to YouTube? Well, the second word is off. But there you are. That's a bit of information. Meanwhile, the podcast channel continues to grow and grow and grow. I'm hoping to get to a couple of 100,000, 200,000 downloads by the end of the month. So do make sure. I'm taking a rest from podcast today. I'm so exhausted after my enjoyable dinner last night, where the conversation flowed as did the wine. Yes, I have to confess, I perhaps had one excessive glass of El Vino Collapso. And because of that, my brain is melted. So I don't think I could do 5 or 6 podcasts today. Don't worry, they'll get loads of them tomorrow and the rest of the week. Loads of those things. Hi, Iberstellar. Good to see you guys. Actually, it was interesting in the restaurant last night watching the sheep um, sitting having their their dinner, and then when they get up to go to the bathroom, they put their masks on because everybody knows. Hi, David Stewart. Um, David says the MSN need to stop using the word Omicron as programming sheeple. Absolutely, David. Yeah. In fact, this is one of the things we talked about over. I was with a couple of friends last night who are on the same wavelength as all of us folks. So, as you'd expect, probably. And we had a really good conversation. Is your channel name the same as here? And yeah, it's just David Vance. I think on brand YouTube, it's the David Vance channel. If you go at the David Vance channel, you'll see it. But yeah, so what's these sheep? So they had to go to the bathroom. Up they get, on goes the masks, and off they go. And because obviously it's science. Because Angela McCavan, if you're still there, not only does the virus wait until 8 o'clock, but the virus is operating at about, I guess, 5 to 6 foot. Oh, Leslie, it is mad watching it. It is. What can I say? I watched them all, and honestly, there were four of us in the restaurant who were not conforming, and I took a particular delight. I should do. Well, do you know, Iber, I'm going to have a Christmas special which will have some seasonal good cheer in a glass so we can all have a good time together, folks. It is pathetic. Honestly, Angela, it is. That, and the thought that I always have is so they think that if they're sitting down, they're completely safe from the Rona because they're about what, 3 to 4 foot. But if they stand up, oh, it's going to get them. It's going to get them. And why is that? Because it's science. Science, 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 as Nancy Pelosi would say. Science. That's what it is. How can these people be so moronic? How, well, see, Big D says the virus hangs like smog in the restaurants. I mean, this is the impression. Has anyone seen? I'm not sure what it's like in England, but if you're watching, listening to this here in Northern Ireland, we've got a government add-on, which I don't know if you've seen it, but it's like people sitting around in a room, right? And when they breathe out, well, just like me talking now, you can see like a black mist, a black ether emerges from their mouths. It's a Rona. Yeah. Propaganda of truly cosmic proportions. I know a lot of folks call it not the Omicron variant, it's the moronic variant. Some people call it the common cold, but you couldn't say that on YouTube, and I wouldn't approve of that. No, 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 no. We have to take it seriously, and we must follow government advice at all times. Yes, Leslie. When we do the alcoholic podcast, I'll give you all due warning, and then you can all have a glass of wine and sit there with me, and we'll toast each other. And what we'll do is we'll keep each other strong, and we're not going to be conceding anything to these people. Um, well, actually, Catch Me says, funny how you can't get coronavirus in an airplane. Well, yeah, yeah, yes. Sure. What can one say about this? Apparently, yes, flu's gone away for the second year. Angela says it's making everyone feel unsafe of another human being. That's the thing that disgusts me most, Angela. You know, um, what I've taken to doing, actually, I'll tell you something. Luckily, none of you people have met me probably, but I've taken to coming up people that I know that I'm friendly with that are on this side. I've taken the the sorry, I'm just not sure what that's doing there. Ignore. Right, ignore that. I have taken to hugging people. Why? Because I believe, Angela McCavan, in the warmth of just human beings together. And I'm conscious of, I know people who will not visit their elderly parents this Christmas. Why? I don't know idea. Their elderly parents have had like 3 jabs or more. Yeah, 3 jabs, definitely. And yet they're not risking it. But, yeah, hugging is almost an act of terror, domestic terrorism. It's all you anti-science, um, uh, domestic terrorists out there doing stuff like hugging each other. I have to watch this though because, of course, I said that before in YouTube and I got a strike. But I'm just telling you anecdotally that that's the sort of thing that some people think you should do. But yeah, Leslie, nor am I. I'm very reserved. I am very, very reserved as a person. But I have to do it because I kind of feel it's a way of saying, look, we are human beings together. That's all. But anyway, better move on. Better move on because the YouTube people might be listening in. Um, Brian says David Bowie was in a video game called Omicron in 1999. Yeah, it's all. Oh, hang on. Just watching someone drive past on their own in the car. Guess what? Mask on. She's staying safe. She's staying safe. She's doing the right thing. I think she should have worn two. You need to listen to Pam Ayer's poem, "Please Don't Kiss Me." I haven't got, Angela, you should send me the link to that one in the comments. I'd be interested in reading that. Um, Jeff says, I went to a funeral, put my arm out to shake hands with a man. He looked as if I stood in doo doo. Yeah. I mean, as I say, guys, I have to be literally, YouTube gave me a strike. This channel has a strike on it because of what I suggested that fellow human beings should hug each other. But that's against government advice, and therefore, yeah, I get punished for that. That's why you guys, if you like the video stuff, go on to the other platforms, because in 2022 I've got lots of big plans, none of which involve YouTube, I can tell you. Oh, by the way, folks, did you know? Here's one since we spoke last. Over on Twitter, the Alt News Media Twitter account was taken down. Yeah, it was taken down. Alt News Media is now ex Twitter, removed by Mr. Dorsey's successor in the Silicon Valley big tech tyranny stakes. Why? I have no idea. I am not Alt News Media. I am not linked to Alt News Media platform. I do not tweet. I've never tweeted as Alt News Media, but apparently the platform was removed, and Alt News Media is now gone from Twitter. The people who do run it, the journalists who do run it, they appealed because they said, look, this has got nothing to do with David Vance, which it hasn't. And of course, Twitter should be able to check that and it could see that. But no answer given. You're gone. You're just gone. So never mind. Alt News Media will rise again on GETTR. In particular, I think you'll see lots of stuff happening over there. And of course, you can go and visit the website anyway. You don't need Twitter. As I have discovered, there is life beyond Twitter, friends. But if you do go to altnewsmedia.net, go on the link, you might want to just give there, maybe consider making a small donation to the platform if you can afford a couple of pounds, whatever it is, insofar as the folks who do run it are obviously very distraught at the fact that they're so careful in terms of what they do. And but it appears even if you vaguely are associated with me, hey, you can't be on Twitter. uh, David, would you entertain interviewing people with contrary views? People like John Gaunt. Well, you see, John Gaunt used to be my mucker. John Gaunt, and I used to be on the John Gaunt show quite a bit. He asked me to go on, by the way. I've met up with John socially. Uh, John has gone full dark side when it comes to the whole COVID thing, hasn't he? I mean, I'm not sure if my friend, former video partner, Rebecca Butler, I'm not sure if she's on GB News. She may be. I understand Gaunt is regularly on it. I have said, if GB News, tell you what, GB News, if you want to have a real debate, put me on against John Gaunt and see what happens. But they won't have me on, folks. I'm too toxic. I don't know. I consider myself to be a mild mannered person. James is good. Angela says James Dellingpole is good. Yeah. James Dellingpole is excellent. I do enjoy James, and I'd love to catch up with James in one of these things. UK Column, that's another really good platform, also removed from YouTube, by the way. Simon Knight says, "Is it foggy there?" Yeah, it's really grim. It's a typical December day. It's like there's just no light at all. We're in the dark. And James Jameson makes the point. You see, some people will say anything to get on TV. I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them. I have no no. I have a hatred of mainstream media. So the only reason I'd want to go on against Gaunt was I've seen clips. Some of you folks have sent me clips of Gaunt shouting over people and whatnot. So it would be really interesting. Unity News Network, David Clues and the gang, really good. Whenever alt news media was taken off, here's the thing for you folks. Whenever alt news media was taken down on Tuesday or Wednesday of this week from Twitter, uh, and I was made aware of it, I reached out to some people within our community to help me. And certainly the likes of Unity News and David were very helpful. Peter over at Hearts of Oak was very helpful. There were certain other people who I contacted who know who I am, and they just weren't prepared to do anything. So it's a bit sad. It's a bit sad. Thomas Sheridan, yeah, good guy. I mean, there are, and look, I don't, to be honest with you, if you have got a significant following on Twitter at this point, and you're still on Twitter, I'm a bit suspicious about you. I'm a bit suspicious about you. Let's just put it like that. Oh, he's a conspiracy theorist. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I just have reservations about anyone wanting to be on Twitter. As I said, I'm having really good fun over in GETTR. It's very American. It's not universal like Twitter is. But there are some Brits on it as well, and I can speak freely there, so that's good. Along with Gab, of course. Gab's great, really good platform. Andrew Torber's platform. I do like Andrew. I like all the Gab stuff as well. Jason says he can't believe he hasn't been banned from Twitter. Don't worry, Jason. They will come for you. They will come for you. I think they've came for you, Angela, didn't they? Angela McCavanagh. They come for everybody. I mean, if you say anything that hurts the lefties' feelings on any topic, um, oh, John Ferguson says no electricity generated from sun and 6% from wind today. Yeah. So, John Ferguson, what's it going to be like in 30 years' time? Because in fact, less than, yeah, 30 years, actually before that. Before that time, we are going to have, Ultron says blue check mark equals cancer. Hey, Ultron, I used to be a blue back in the day. I was a blue check. Do you remember, folks, when I was a blue check on Twitter? Oh, yes, but that annoyed some people and they hated it. And haters gotta hate. But it's going to be hell on earth, John Ferguson talking about energy for a second on this kind of grey day. Here's the thing that, look, Keith's been booted off Twitter. Yeah. As I say, it's a badge of honor. It's a badge. It's not a mask-free badge, but it's a badge of honor. But yeah, the thing about the energy is, in 30 years' time, I go home now and I'm going to be in a nice warm house, and that will be because of oil and gas. That's what keeps the house warm. Um, how's it going to work in 30 years' time? As has been pointed out, solar and all these renewable things, and wind. There's nothing there. They're not generating anything. So, but this is all part of Boris's madness, and of course, it's also part of those who are resetting the world. James says, "I'm only on Twitter now to watch it burn." Yeah, yeah, that's what needs to happen. That's what needs to happen. We need to have all the, as I say, well, we do have other platforms. And the only thing is, I think Twitter should not be allowed to ban anybody. Iber says, pure blood Twitter rebel club. Yeah, we're pure bloods. Can we say that on YouTube? Yeah, I think we can say that. Pure bloods. It's just a turn of phrase. I mean, unless YouTube is against Harry Potter memes. Are you YouTube? Are you against Harry Potter memes? No, you couldn't be that. You couldn't be that evil. Oh, by the way, did you see that? I see that in the States they're renaming the Quidditch. Apparently they've got Quidditch leagues in the States, and they're renaming them now because of the issues associating with um, what's her name? The author of the Harry Potter books. Hang on a second. Um, um, Tell me her name. The author. No, I can't remember. Um, the very talented lady who came up with Harry Potter and made a fortune for herself in the process. J.K. Rowling. Yeah, thanks, folks. Yeah, And yeah, so because J.K. Rowling has said things which I can't even repeat here, even though they're completely innocuous. Many of those who have made a fortune from J.K. Are now, oh, they don't want to associate her. These spoiled little brat actors and actresses. You know who I'm talking about? Those ones. Yeah. And then these other things, these institutions like Quidditch. So, what a world we live in. If only people could be more tolerant of others, you know? I mean, I do believe in live and let live. I believe that people have a right to criticize me, but I've got the right to criticize them back, and we should be able to do that and then walk away and um, and that's and live another day. But that's not the way. That's not the way some people want it to be, is it? And that's the problem we have. So, yeah. Brian says, I read your comment, Brian, about J.K. Rowling is now seen as a fascist turf transphobe. Yeah. Jason says the left are passive aggressive. Well, they are, but I mean, they're passive aggressive in the sense that if you ever met them in the flesh, I don't think they would be that particularly brave. Do you? I think most of them would probably wet their pants if they met a real strong person. But anyway, going back to uh, J.K. Rowling should go no further. Men in a frock should not be in our safe spaces. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hi, Mike Cunningham. By the way, good to see my friend Mike Cunningham on the stream. Mike's been a friend of mine for a long time, writing over on a Tangled Web and on Alt News Media, and a top guy. Mike, a very warm Christmas welcome to you as well. Um, Now, people, I see some of your comments here. Simon Knight asks, "Is General Flynn deep state?" Who knows? Who knows anything? I mean, I'm so far down the rabbit hole that I don't trust any. I don't trust anyone really, apart from me, and I'm not even sure I trust myself sometimes. So yeah, I don't know, Simon. I have no idea exactly who is as they appear and who isn't. But thanks, Shane, by the way, for the kind Christmas wishes as well. So, look, folks, I've been on here longer than I planned, but we always have a good old chat, don't we? And that's what makes it fun. I hope I hope I'm in a better area for reception this time than I was the last time I did one of these. I looked at it afterwards and I was like a blur. But maybe I don't know. Maybe this low cloud. Yeah, John says talking to friends in California, gangs smashing into stores and loading up waiting cars. Yeah, oh yeah, lawlessness, the rule of law. Hey, Jason, he says, Trump Vance 2024, let me in the White House. Let me in Downing Street. All I need, I swear, give me 1 week, and there'll be more decisions made in 1 week. 1 week. Angela says, good God, it never ends. It never does, Angela. But we still have to stay strong, and we're still going to keep going, and we're not going to be beaten. And that's the way it is, folks. So, as I say, so look, I definitely will catch up with you all between now and Christmas. So, we'll have a festive YouTube We'll have a festive YouTube session, just you and me, and a glass of wine. And we will keep our sense of humour, and we won't be worn down, and we're not going to comply. And it is gallows humour, Jason. Of course, it's gallows humour. I enjoy gallows humour, by the way. It's the best humour. The darker, the better. So a big thank you to YouTube for hosting me. Oh, I so appreciate it. Thanks for the strike, YouTube, for me daring to suggest people be nice to each other. Yeah, thank you so much. And as I say, yeah, 1 million views on brand YouTube, growing on every platform, growing on Podbean, growing on every channel I am. So, you know, I'll take that. I'll take that. And above and beyond all that, I'm trying to, we are, pure bloods are the resistance. You, every one of you watching this, you're the resistance. I do my best to try and bring it together as well. So Angela, bye everybody, and catch up with you for have a good what's left of your Sunday. Hope this grayness lifts, and we'll catch up for our festive special sometime between now and the 25th. And make sure you bring a bottle. Thanks everybody for all your kind words, and a Merry Christmas to you, and we'll speak soon. Thanks now. Bye bye.